get your puts ready, because I think this will be a very, very interesting week. I think both the stock market and the crypto markets are gonna suffer a lot, and that's due a Chinese company that is taking over AI in just a matter of a few days. Well, that is DeepSeek, of course. DeepSeek was launched on Friday, and still on Friday we saw the stock market, especially the AI affiliated stocks, drop a lot just before the close of the session. So ARM, for example, minus 5.5%, Nvidia minus 5.3%, Broadcom minus 5%, Supermicro minus 4.6%, Taiwan Semiconductors minus 4.5%, Micron minus 4.3%, Qualcomm minus 3%, AMD and Intel with minus 2%. And I still think we're gonna be bleeding way more today, mainly because the crypto market itself bled a lot yesterday. So I think this was a prediction of what is going to happen to the stock markets this week. So if you're holding or not any of these and you want to make some extra money, maybe puts aren't so bad after all, because I do believe we're going to go down a lot. We are already seeing this in crypto. Bitcoin went down to $99,000. It actually went to low $98,000 yesterday. So that being said, every time we have a huge candle here, we have speculators saying now 88 is the next stop. Other people say now we're gonna have a huge correction because the markets, every market is super bought. So we're gonna correct maybe to 60, maybe to $50,000. Others say that this is just a period before we jump up back to the $200,000 for Bitcoin. All of this is just speculation on who knows what data they're using. But anyways, DeepSeek is affecting the markets, not only because it is a Chinese app, and we already know what to think about the Chinese apps that we're familiar with, and because they used very little capital to make what ChatGPT took years to make. In the meantime, they're trying to accumulate as much money as they can. So the Chinese said, you know what, I'll do this myself, the Thanos style, and they just took over with their DeepSeek AI. So that resulted in a huge crash in price for everything. And I think today we'll also see red. And to add on top of this, the Fed will have an FOMC on the 29th. So 2 days from now, most likely rates are not going to be cut. They're going to stay the same. And that's not bad and not good. It depends on what is the post-announcement interview, what Jerome Powell is going to say. And that, I think, will be bad for everyone. So I think we're going to get wrecked on that interview later on. So this week, we should be seeing a huge roller coasters of up and down on Bitcoin and Ethereum's price. So this was a huge introduction, but let's get more deep into these news in today's video. Still on Bitcoin news, we see that Arthur Hayes is one of these guys that are predicting a $75,000 correction after this AI scandal or this AI bubble burst. But on the contrary, he does believe that this will be a huge correction that will bring the price of Bitcoin up to $250,000 by the end of 2025. So he's putting very low numbers and very high numbers as expectations for Bitcoin. So honestly, I don't believe both of these numbers are accurate. I do still think that we're gonna see maybe $88,000, but I don't think we'll see 250 this year. Maybe we'll see 180, 190, but that's just gonna be where we touch and then we're gonna go down. I don't believe we're gonna be taking and holding that 180 as a number for a while. Maybe we're just gonna test it, see how it is up there, and then we're gonna go down maybe to 130, maybe to 150, who knows. That is my prediction. Here we have the probabilities for target rates for January 29th, and most 99.5% believe that the rate will stay the same between 425 and 450 BPS. 0.5 believe that we're gonna go down, and again, these things usually tend to be very, very accurate, so I don't believe we'll see any different than what we are seeing right now. But we do have the huge Donald Trump speech that we saw, where he says that he will make the central bank cut rates in one way or the other. I don't believe it will be now, but he said that with oil prices going down, I'll demand that interest rates drop immediately. And likewise, they should be dropping all over the world. Maybe we won't see cuts this time, but maybe in the next FOMC, we should see something. But again, if we are wrong and we have indeed cuts happening, what will going to happen is that the markets will react in a positive way. So still continuing on the AI talk, we have right here more about DeepSeek. It is coming for ChatGPT and is doing that very, very fast. It was number one on the App Store just as it launched. Meanwhile, GPT was third in the App Store when it launched. So it has more eyes on it than GPT had because GPT was very new when AI still wasn't that popular, and DeepSeek is coming in hot trying to get the crown from GPT. Nasdaq futures, they are down 2%, and we have a huge risk of $1 trillion being shredded on market opening in just a matter of a few hours. And by the time you're watching this, the markets will have already closed. And you most likely know if what I'm saying is right or wrong. We have here a huge statement that sums up everything that is happening and why the markets are so scared of this new AI. The Magnificent Seven stocks are trading around 2 standard deviations above levels seen in 2001 compared to global equities. Much of this bull market over the last 2 years has been on the basis of AI hardware and software. So Nvidia, for example, becoming bigger than Apple in market cap. All these hardware and software companies that are focusing on chips, on GPUs, on everything that could help AI now are suffering because a Chinese group created something very similar to GPT, if not better. I'm still not sure that's the case, but it is very good from what people are saying, with limited funds and in a very little time frame. So that is scary to a lot of people and especially to markets. DeepSeek does a few things that GPT does not. For example, it was built on a budget of $6 million and it uses a fraction of the GPU that GPT uses, and it is also open sourced. Because of this, it requires way less computing power and it allows it to run on your smartphone. So it runs locally and not on the cloud like GPT does. This is amazing. This is incredible because it is something that we haven't seen before. In crypto, we also got affected. For example, Node.ai, which is GPU related for crypto, went down minus 25% in the past 24 hours. The total market cap of crypto in the AI sector is down by 10% from 47 billion to 42 billion as the time this article came out. And most likely it will go down even more because with less GPU power needed and it runs locally, these GPU related tokens or these AI related tokens, they're not very useful because you can run that locally. You don't need to buy GPU power. You don't need to buy computational power from somewhere or to rent that from somewhere because you can run your own AI locally. So let's talk liquidations, because in the past 24 hours, we saw $879 million liquidated. And guess what? 80% of this was long positions. We can actually see that right here. Look at how very little we have on one side of longs and the side of shorts is very high. So now we're gonna liquidate these shorts. As it happens when we are skewed, we tend to equalize and go back. So we're gonna liquidate these shorts right here because we are overextended to one side over the other. And look at Ethereum, for example. Ethereum is even worse. We have very little longs and a lot of shorts accumulating. So most likely by tomorrow, we should see this trying to equalize itself, to balance itself out by liquidating a lot of these short positions that are already profitable. And most likely if people don't close, we're gonna see them liquidate in the next 24 to 72 hours. For Bitcoin, look at this graph. This is very scary. Just a few hours ago, we were at $104,000 and now we are below the 100K once again. But we have a very strong top right here at $104,000 more or less. And because we already liquidated everyone as we went down, I think now we're going to start to do the same thing. Maybe go for the 102,000. I don't think we have the strength to go all the way back. But again, then we have to wait for the 29th for the FOMC, and that most likely will get us down a little bit more. So I think this will be just a small correction because we went down a lot in just a matter of a single day. And then we're going to go down more depending on the FOMC data that we have. So I talked a lot in this video, but we will have a very, very interesting week. So please be careful with what you do. If you're trading, lower the leverage. If you're going for futures, if you're going for options, just be very, very careful with what you do, especially if you're on the buying call, if you're on the buying side of things. If you're selling, make sure you sell a little bit away from the current prices. Doesn't need to be at the money. Go a little bit out of the money if you're selling for premium, because volatility will be so high that you can go a little bit further than the strike that you currently have, or what you usually do. That being said, let us know what the price will be by Friday. Let's see who gets the closest right here. What is the price of Bitcoin by Friday, the time this video comes out? So write it down in the comments. I'm gonna guess myself. I think by Friday we will be at $103,000 and 500. So 103, 500. I think that's the number by Friday. Again, I want to see your numbers down below. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys for Wednesday with more crypto news. Peace.